The second edition of the Africa Travel Awards, organized by Jumia Travel, is an annual event which is aimed at promoting the country's tourism sector and encouraging hoteliers to improve the quality of services they offer. The event, which is a review of 2017, included interactions with stakeholders in the industry. Ngozi Okoye, TV360, was there and now reports.
Here in this hall are some of the 2017 Nigeria Travel Award nominees, anxiously waiting for the winner of the 7 categories to be announced. The categories include Traveler's Choice Awards, Favorite Hotel in Lagos, Best Local Airline in Nigeria, Best International Airline in Nigeria, Best Travel Blog Website in Nigeria, Jumia Travel Booking Partner, and Best Business Hotel in Nigeria. In his keynote address, the Director General Nigeria Tourism Development Corporation (NTDC) spoke on the robust areas of the sector that has been neglected and emphasized the need for public-private partnership to pull the sector through.
If you look at the film industry, Nollywood, it is number 2 in the world. By the fact that Nollywood is number 2 in the world, shouldn't Nigeria, at least in Africa, have the largest film festival like Cannes? By the fact that all the world watches Nollywood movies, but we still are not able to command a film festival of international standards. If you look at the music as a new medium of cultural expression, these are all tourism assets as well. The music of Africa is dominant. You go to Europe, you go to Southern Africa, Northern Africa, everywhere you go, you hear Nigerian music. It is accepted. I mean, I remember growing up, everywhere you went, you heard American music. Now it's Nigerian music consistent across the continents. If you look at the fashion industry, I have followed fashion quite closely in the past. And I have seen the emerging dominance of the Nigerian fashion industry. I have seen European trends follow Nigerian fashion trends. And that speaks very much for the fact that fashion tourism is something that is well here. I mean, if you look at most of the people here, I see a lot of foreign international brands as accessories. But, you know, the Buba and Shokoto, the up and down, the Iran Buba, may be accessorized with all the Gucci, etc. But the emergence of the Nigerian designer, we have started to show a preference. That means that our fashion week should not be in the car park of a hotel. In a country of 193 million people, the fashion week in Nigeria should not be one event in the car park of a hotel sponsored by a beer company. It should be bigger. And those are tourism assets that we're playing with, that other countries are exploiting to such a level. I mean, go to London Fashion Week, go to Paris, go to New York, go to even South Africa. They have a fashion week. They make people spend their money to buy airline tickets, to buy hotel rooms, to come here and sit down, eat, drink for 1 week in the name of fashion. That is a tourism asset that we have. We are also joking with, like film and music. Now, I am bold enough to say that Nigeria is a Mecca. Nigeria is a Jerusalem. Nigeria is a pilgrimage country like those other countries. We may not have the volumes yet, but religious tourism is something that is here to stay, and it is huge. I talk about the Redeemed Christian Church of Christ that has about 187 branches around the world. That is more than Nigeria has embassies around the world. You look at TB Joshua's synagogue. It is strong. You even have African leaders coming here to pray. Tourism works best when the interest of government and the interest of the private sector is the well-being of that industry, and it is held by both of them in equal proportions. That well-being is the growth of revenues. It's in my interest that your revenues grow. It's in your interest that my revenues also grow, else I will not pay attention to what is going on here. if our interest in this marriage is the same, tourism grows and it is a sustainable growth.
The Nigerian tourism sector has grown tremendously, according to the managing director, Jumia Travel Nigeria and Ghana. But a lot more needs to be done to get the Trojan horse moving faster.
If you ask me how far we've come, I'll say so far so good. However, we still have a long way to go with our tourism. We need more help from the government in developing tourism. We need more help from the government in making business easier for people to do. People are ready to invest in our travel and tourism sectors, but if we don't make it easy for them, we would never get anywhere with it. So we still have a very long way to go. Business travel has increased a lot over the last couple of years, which shows that we are at least doing business in Nigeria. But we need to invite more leisure tourists. We need to invite more people who want to come and see the glory in Nigeria, because in this country there is a lot more to see than you would see in a lot of countries people prefer to travel to. We have a lot of natural resources, we have man-made resources, we have everything waiting here, but we need that help to push it and grow the tourism sector properly.
A hotelier at the event believes complementing each other in the sector rather than competing is the way to make progress and grow the tourism sector in the country.
One of the things that's mentioned is, we see ourselves as competitors instead of collaborating, and gradually it's changing. If you look on our website, you will see one of our wording for the pair word. We call it complementors. We are changing it to complementors. We don't want to see ourselves as competitors, because when you look at, this person is your competitor, so that is still one thing that is within the industry that makes you, then also the power, the economy thrive on a power, and like the competition, somebody could want to give a very ridiculous price just because they want to snatch your customer. So we believe that because the market is very big, if we look at it from a different perspective, I think everybody will have his own market share.
The second edition of the Africa Travel Award holds simultaneously in 8 countries: Nigeria, Algeria, Cameroon, Ivory Coast, Ghana, Uganda, Senegal, and Tanzania respectively. It is hoped that the tourism sector's contribution to the gross domestic product of Africa will by this year take an upward leap from 7.8%. Ngozi Okoye, TV 360, Lagos.